So, hi guys, welcome to the MMA UK BJJ show for MMA UK News. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always. So tonight, again, joined by Kickboxer. So obviously, he's going to be doing his debut kickboxing fight at Evolution of Combat 8. So Evolution of Combat 8 is going to be in the Morris Equestrian Centre in Kilmarnock, Saturday the 7th of August. Tickets are available from the fighters. I don't know how many tickets are left. I know that they were getting quite close to capacity. So, but yeah, if there's any tickets available, as you can get them directly from your chosen fighter. So, so as I mentioned, then guest tonight, Antony Reilly. So Antony's as he coming out of Black Box Muay Thai. I believe that's over in Bathgate.
Exactly. Yeah.
So fighting for them, this is going to be, we were talking off air, this is going to be, you're the first person to represent Black Box Muay Thai at an event. So
it's exactly that. So it's double, it's obviously my first fight as well as I'm the first fighter coming to Black Box Muay Thai, and that's like a badge of honour for me. Stuart Graham, who's our head coach and owner of Black Box Muay Thai, has this super high standard that he has of anybody who even considers he wants to fight. So for me to be the first person to go out there, and basically present myself and present the gym and for a first time, it's an amazing experience for me, and I'm proud that it's me that gets to do it.
Definitely. And then before we go into that, then obviously you're half Italian.
Yeah.
So the Euros. Let's talk about the Euros.
Yeah, exactly.
How you feeling?
So obviously, I don't actually like football until it comes to Italy doing well. When Italy starts doing well, then I'll start looking. And it's quite funny because Stuart, who's the head coach, he's on the wind up, or he is legitimately an England fan. So I think he's got a wee chip on his shoulder about the final. So I think that's his post. If I don't know if anybody's seen the post on Black Box Muay Thai page, he's mentioned the Italian stuff. I think he's got a bit of chip on his shoulder about that.
Right, okay. So what did he made the training harder for you then, and everybody got off easily?
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. Fuel. It's just extra fuel.
Definitely. Listen, Italy did absolutely brilliant. So, so well done to Italy. So, but yes, so you as a debut fight, so kickboxing. I mean, how long have you been doing kickboxing for?
Well, so obviously I'm training at Black Box Muay Thai, and it's mainly Muay Thai, but obviously...
Oh, sorry, Muay Thai. Yeah, sorry, kickboxing. Muay Thai,
but this is a kickboxing. This is a K1 fight, so it was just really, obviously, everybody's had it hard the past couple of years with what's going on around the world, and it's really just try and get just wanting to get fighting. I feel like I've been held back a year and a half, and really this training camp isn't a 6-week training camp. This is a year and a half training camp. We've still been training hard the whole way through, just building up to this point. So, but in terms of how long I've been doing it for, it's been about 4 years, but obviously the main aim is to do Muay Thai. But I'm doing this for about 4 years now. But even though it's just 4 years, before that I was doing loads of just fitness-based stuff for probably the past 8 years, just training like a crazy person. And then I met Stuart Graham, and he just gave me a channel to do it with Muay Thai. Somewhere that I can compete and actually do something with all that effort and all the training.
Definitely. And have you, because I know a lot of kickboxers and Muay Thai guys end up going over to Thailand and places like that. So is that something, have you done something like that, or are you planning?
That's where I first got my exposure to Muay Thai, was I went over there just for a holiday. I've been there a few times, and just seeing the guys over there, it's a completely different sport over there. It's just an amazing thing to be around, and that's where I sort of caught the love for it. And then when I met Stuart, he's obviously a really high quality coach, and he's got loads of experience in Muay Thai in Scotland and roots in the community. So it was a great pairing to meet up with him, and then just develop the skills, and we've been training till we get to this point now, basically.
Definitely. And then we've got somebody coming in, Aaron East, fantastic gym, great management.
Yeah, that's good.
So obviously a fan there, so definitely a fan there. So being your debut, so how did the fight come about for you? How did you find out about the fight?
So just like basically anything, Stuart just texts me, that's the fight's booked. No, there's no question of do I want to do it or not, just book the fight. And like I said, it's been the plan was that I was going to fight before all the craziness of all the lockdowns happened. So, just itching to get in there and show it. And I've almost used that to my benefit that year and a half, where I've been developing my skill set, mindset, the conditioning, so that I'm just ready to go in there to be confident, composed, and just impose myself on him and represent myself in the gym.
Yeah, definitely. And it's promising to be a good fight. I managed to speak to your opponent, Nikolai. So, again, Nikolai had a similar attitude, very positive. As I said, I think he was similar. He was looking for a fight throughout the lockdown. It never came about. So, obviously, now that he's got a fight. So, definitely speaking to both of you, both got kind of similar attitudes and things like that.
Yeah, and I think there'll be loads of stories about that, about people, everybody's itching to fight, and everything that's happened has been bad for gyms and everything like that. So it's just good that they're happening again. And they're happening quite frequently. So I'm looking forward to it. Even the guys from our gym, like I've said, Stuart's got this really high standard, and he's made this culture in the gym where all these amazing guys, these fighters, these solid fighters, are just gravitating towards the gym. So even though I'm the first guy coming out of this, coming out of Black Box Muay Thai, like I'm opening up the floodgate, and there's a wave of guys coming behind me. There's Gary, Chris, Paul. These are guys that are fighting in a few weeks' time after me. So I think it's just going to cement Black Box Muay Thai as one of the biggest gyms in Scotland. So I'm really looking forward to everybody's fights. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and then where do you go? Obviously, Evolution of Combat, have your debut fight. So, what are your what's your plans in regards to progression throughout fighting?
So I just want to keep just getting good fights. That's one of the good things about fighting the guy who I am fighting, is because he's got experience. I just want to keep doing that. I want to keep fighting high level guys. I do want that to be obviously the next. Hopefully, is going to be C-class Muay Thai. But I'll do K1 boxing, Muay Thai, whatever. I just want to keep growing my skill set and showing that I've got the skill set to beat all these guys and just keep developing, basically.
Yeah, and there's a lot of shows, because obviously we know the MMA shows, or even like say jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, other kind of boxing and so on. Is there a lot of shows for kickboxers or Muay Thai guys that you can go on to?
Yeah, there isn't, but I have noticed that there is this new uptick in these like hybrid shows, like the Evolution of Combat, where there's loads of different shows that are specific Muay Thai shows that are coming about, but I am seeing more of this hybrid, mix of everything. So it's good because it gets all the different fighters all be able to fight in the same card, and it's like an inclusive thing, and it's really good. Yeah,
it reminds you, remember Bloodsport? Remember when they had Bloodsport back in the day, and you watched it, Van Damme, and you had all these different guys coming in, and they were all in the back waiting to come on, and everybody had a different style and stuff like that.
That's like the old school UFC as well, isn't it? Like the UFC 1, where it was just a boxer versus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know what I mean? It wasn't what it's developed into now. Now it's a full sport. Before it was just test which martial art's better.
Definitely. And then what about your training? So I'd say we don't want to talk too much about it, but I mean, what's a typical training day for you? How many hours a day do you train? Because obviously you mentioned about conditioning and stuff like that. So
we're training, every day. There's in the gym at least four times a week, double sessions. Like I said, the Stuart, our head coach, is leaving no stone unturned. We're making sure that the pressure and applying that pressure in the training, so that when I go into the heat that's like in the actual fight, I'm just going to be composed and calm. But there's loads of conditioning, loads of sprinting, running, little bit of weights, just to make sure that I'm keeping myself at a hit, matching the weight, my body weight, to be at a comfortable position where I've like optimized my body for that weight. Just leaving no stone unturned, basically, making sure that my skill set's high, my mindset's high, and then my conditioning is I'm just ready to go in there, and there's nothing that's going to hold me back.
Yeah, definitely. And then Black Box, I mean, what kind of days a week? How many days a week do you guys train, and what's your kind of schedule look like throughout the week?
So Black Box is 4 days a week. So there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's classes on from 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock every night. Which vary between girls' classes and the beginner classes to the advanced classes. There's something on basically every single night. We have the day off the Friday. There's open training on a Saturday, and then normally Sundays when we get our sparring rounds in.
Yeah. And then what about for beginners? I mean, how for anybody coming into kickboxing or even Muay Thai?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? A beginner, like an absolute novice, somebody that doesn't know what they're doing?
I'm obviously, when I'm talking to you now, saying about how Stuart's got this big, the pressure environment, that's not to scare away anybody. That's for fighters. There's loads of people that are coming in the gym that are brand new, and they're sticking to it, and Stuart, is coaching them through it. And I mean brand new beginners, and they're sticking through it, and it's building up a really good community where it's not like you just because you're a fighter you're getting the attention. Stuart gives everybody the same attention. Everybody's doing the same training. You're all training side by side, and it's the culture that he's creating in Black Box it's like an open community.
Definitely. So, and is it important for you, because I know that obviously from jiu-jitsu point of view, to have a team of people around you where obviously when we're training, we're seriously training, but then obviously to have the guys who we like to laugh, we like to have a joke. You were talking about obviously talking about the football and stuff like that. So is it important for you to have something like that around you?
Yeah, that's really important, because they're the guys that are going to push you, and if the more friendly they are with you, the more honest they're going to be, and they're going to push, making sure that any of the weaknesses they're capitalising on that. So in the gym, we're all just pushing each other, and developing ourselves. And like I said, the pressure cooker that Stuart's got us all fighting, we're all just, the skills just rising all together, and we're all in it the same. I want to win this fight just as much as they want me to win, and it's vice versa. We've got a really good group of guys coming out of the gym.
Definitely. And then in regards to the gym, how do people get in contact with you guys, or where are you guys fully based? What's the address and so on?
So the best thing to do is just to go into Black Box Muay Thai on Facebook or the Instagram, because of just some of the restriction things. That it's best to get in contact with the gym first, and then Stuart will be able to get booked in for one of the classes, and let you know more about like the payment and the scheduling and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And then what about you? Anybody that wants to contact you, even if they want to ask questions, or obviously you being, especially going into your debut fight, maybe finding out a bit more, how do people get in contact with you, Antony?
So the best way to get in contact with me is it's just Antony Reilly on Instagram. That's probably the best way to get in contact with me. Yeah,
brilliant. And then in regards to your favourite fighter of all time, so I don't know if it's going to be a kickboxer or whatever. Who's your favourite fighter of all time?
So it's quite a difficult one. I think right now for Muay Thai, it'll be, a lot of people will probably be saying the same. It's Rod Tang. He's fighting out of one championship. He's just like a little ball of anger. I don't know. He's just like so aggressive and just crazy and just so fun to watch.
Yeah, is that the guy that? Is that the guy? Because I've seen a few videos, a few different Muay Thai guys, but this guy's absolutely ripped. He's absolutely solid, and he'll stand there and he'll be like, "Come on, hit me!"
He drops his hands, lets them hit him, and he's just that mindset is crazy to me. But then there's also guys like Jonathan Haggerty, who's he's just like clinical. He's so good. The teeps, the elbows are so clean and everything like that, and it's just the techniques, really up there. I do watch. All the guys, and it's even Liam Harrison. He was a big one for me when I first started getting into the sport. He's heavy leg kicker. I just watch all the guys. I really enjoy it. But it's hard to say what's my favourite out of all of them, to be honest. Yeah, definitely. Then last thing for you, any sponsors, anybody you want to thank, obviously for the journey that you've been on so far? No, I think the main thing is the Black Box Muay Thai. So Stuart Graham, like I've mentioned, he's the head coach and the owner. He did open up the gym 4 days before the first lockdown hit us. So he's managed to keep it going, and we've obviously all been supporting him through that. And he is a good friend of mine. So I'm just happy that we're out of it now. We've got a good fight team, and he's given me the privilege to be the guy that's going to represent the gym first. And like I said, open up the floodgate for the rest of the guys to come and show what they've got. Definitely. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. As I say, I'll be there. I'll be at ringside. So you need to get you a pint after it. Definitely. So, but I'll be there. As I say, I'll be speaking to you guys, obviously before and after fights and stuff like that. So, listen, all the best. As I say, I hope all goes well for you, and I'll obviously get to meet some of the rest of the Black Box guys. Exactly. They'll be coming with some of the guys will be coming as well. They've got tickets, so that'll be good. Nice one. Well, cheers for that, mate. Thank you very much for today, and we'll see you soon, buddy. Okay. Cheers, man. See you later. Take it easy, mate. Bye-bye. Cheers.